with the signing of Marcus Rashford, Barcelona have now fixed 2 out of the 4 positions that they were looking at fixing this summer: the goalkeeping position and the attacking position. And with the way we were able to get this deal done, considering we didn't spend any money, basically in high amounts of money, to bring this player in, we got him on a loan with an option to buy, a great option for what we are basically going through as far as our finances is concerned. We now have a great opportunity now with the signing of Marcus Rashford to maybe still go out in the transfer window and deal with some of the other positions that also need fixing. And with that in mind, the next position that we need to take a look at is the fullback positions, because those were one of the 4 positions that we were trying to fix this season, which is the goalkeeping position, the left wing position / attacking position, and the fullback positions. And with now the fact that all the talk was that we could potentially spend all of the summer focusing on getting an attacker, i.e. Luis Diaz or Leao or Antonio Nusa, who, let's be honest, they would have cost a lot of money to bring them in. To bring Marcus Rashford, a player who can play out in the wing and out in the middle of the attack, with no money, with a loan deal with an option to buy, obviously we're still going to be paying his loan, his wages and everything else involved in that. The good news is our transfer budget is still good, which means that technically we can still go out in the transfer window and fix other issues like the fullback positions. Now, there has been a lot of debate when it comes to the attacking position, to the fullback positions. Should we go for a left back? Should we go for a right back? For many people, they're saying we should go for a left back and try to get Alex Grimaldo from Bayer Leverkusen, because obviously, as good as Balde is, he has injury issues. He had injury issues at the tail end of the season, and with the option next to him being Gerard Martin, a player who a lot of Barca fans really don't rate, it's going to be something that I would say a lot of Barca fans are not looking forward to seeing. Now, there are other people that are saying we should go for the right back position, right? Because Jules Koundé is our right back and he is our only right back. Every other, we don't have any natural right backs apart from Hector Ford, who, let's be honest, is also not ready. And with Jules Koundé, losing Jules Koundé around the tail end of the season, especially during the Champions League run against Inter Milan, you saw how losing him ended up affecting us, just like losing Balde did. Now, for me personally, I would rather we go out and sign both positions. I think that if we are smart, we can sign both positions, right? However, if it comes down to which one I would rather go after, or the one that I would focus on first, personally for me, it would be going for a right back. And the right back that I'm talking about is Vanderson from AS Monaco. Vanderson is a top fullback, a very underrated fullback who's under the radar in the eyes of a lot of teams in Europe. He's a player that's been doing well at Monaco. He's a very young man. I think he's like 23 years old. He's only been playing in European football for the past 2 years, and he's basically been making a name for himself over there in France. And like I mentioned, for me, I would personally go in for a right back. Now, I mentioned Vanderson, but also we know Denzel Dumfries is another one who has been heavily linked to the club, right? He could cost around 25 million, which, let's be honest, in the modern day market is a bargain. And personally for me, I wouldn't mind having Denzel Dumfries just to know that we have that right back option, which is honestly for me why I'm focusing on the right back position, because I want us to have options in that position. For me, if I was to choose between Denzel Dumfries and Vanderson, I would go for Vanderson, because Vanderson has the age. He's at the age where he still can give the club so many more years. And let's be honest, we know from the talks that we're hearing that apparently the highest Monaco could ask for Vanderson is potentially 40 million. The idea could be open to selling to 35 million, and considering Denzel Dumfries, they're saying 25 million for a player who's 28, 29, if I'm not mistaken, against a player who's 23, who's only gonna get better as time goes on. I think it only makes sense that we go in for Vanderson. And also, one thing I love about Vanderson, and the reason why I think that the club should be going for him, is because when you look at what Flick looks for in his fullbacks, he's not just looking for defensive-minded fullbacks. He wants fullbacks that can assist in the attack. the players that can basically run through the wings when the attackers like Yamal and Rafinha cut inside in the middle. The fullback can basically make those runs, invert, go to the right wing or the left wing and basically cross the ball, which is key, right? We need fullbacks that can cross the ball. And when it comes to Vanderson, he's a player who's a right back that can play at right midfield and also at right wing. So he is very, very experienced when it comes to that side of the pitch. He is very, very experienced. He can go forward, he can go backwards. And look, when it comes to his defensive, he's actually not bad. He's actually a very, very good defensive-minded fullback. He can handle himself. I wouldn't say he's as good as Koundé. I think that Koundé, defensively, Koundé is much better as a fullback, right? But that's the one thing that Koundé has that Vanderson doesn't have. Koundé is good defensively and Vanderson is okay defensively. However, when you look at their attacking styles, Koundé is not good at all going forward, right? You can tell the guy cannot cross the ball. Sometimes he's not usually in this position when he needs to. When Yamal is cutting inside and trying to find, Koundé making that run, Koundé doesn't make the run very, very quickly. These are all problems that, sometimes you can see it causes us in certain situations when we're going forward. And in situations like that, you need to have a fullback that can do the work. And that is why, for me, I think it only makes sense that we get a Vanderson who is young, who is hungry, and also this is another important thing you need to take into account and why we should go for Vanderson over a player like Dumfries. Dumfries, yes, has the experience. Dumfries played in the Champions League last season. He cooked against us when we played them in the Champions League. He was extremely good. But this is the important thing. His age, he's around 28, 29. And also, one thing about Denzel Dumfries is the guy is very injury prone. He's a guy who struggles with injuries, and that is not good news for Barca. We don't want to have injury prone players who are in the tail end of their careers, like almost getting into their 30s, right? It only makes sense that you bring a player in, Vanderson, who's not only young but also can play a lot of games during the season. And another reason why I think we should go for a Vanderson is because for a lot of people are saying that, well, who would want the move more? For me, I think when you look at Denzel Dumfries, the guy has been at Inter Milan. He's been playing very, very well there. He's going to come in expecting to start, right? And when I really look at that right back position, I want a player who can compete for the right back position alongside Koundé. And I think when it comes to Vanderson, moving from Monaco to Barcelona is a huge step up, right? It's a huge, huge step up for his career. This is going to be huge for him. He needs to get this move for himself. And also, the potential, right? You're going to be the first Brazilian right back we're going to have since who? Dani Alves, right? And let's be honest, I'm sure players like Vanderson, they probably grew up aspiring to be players like Dani Alves. So to have an opportunity to play for a club of Barcelona's ilk, right? I think that for him, he will be more than happy to join the club. He will understand that, okay, I've made a big, big step up in my career, and now I have to show why I belong here, right? Obviously, I'm going to have to fight. I'm going to have to fight for Koundé for that position. And I genuinely believe that he will eventually take that place away from Koundé, because Koundé is not a right back. He is a center back that plays a right back. If Vanderson comes in and plays well, I'm sure Flick will have no problem taking Koundé back to the center back position. But let me know what you guys think of this, what I said. Do you guys think that we should be focusing on getting a left back in Grimaldo? Do you guys think that maybe we should go in for Denzel Dumfries and maybe for his experience more? Or do you guys agree with me that we should go in for Vanderson? Let me know what you guys are saying in the comment section below. Make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and like I always say whenever I end these streams, guys, Visca el Barça, Visca el Catalonia, and peace, you guys. Take care.